Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game for these two teams. Starting with the London Lions, usual starting lineup for them. Zaire Taylor and Alex Awumi in the backcourt with Nick Tash and Williams and Hassan inside. No surprises there, but if we have a look at the opening lineup for the Bristol Flyers, there has been a change with Aaron Crosby into the starting lineup for the first time since he joined. They got on such a great win streak, didn't want to change it up, but now that they have lost that game, he does find his way into the starting lineup. I'm delighted to be joined by the Leicester Riders head coach, Rob Paternoster. Rob, if we just talk about London for a second, here's a team that was right at the top of the table, off to a great start, beating Newcastle, beating yourselves, and then suddenly the last 6, 7, 8 weeks, it's all gone a little awry for them.
Well, there's certainly plenty of time to go in the season, long way to go, but they've lost 6 out of 8 in all competitions. 29-point loss to the Wolves here at home on Sunday certainly has left a bad taste in their mouth. And I talked to a few of the guys before the game, and they had a great week of practice, some meetings, talking about what went wrong and what they need to do to correct it and get back on a run.
And if we look at the other end of the floor, Coach Kapoulis and his team doing tremendously well. It's almost flipped the script from the last time we saw them. They just seem to be winning every week.
Well, last time we saw them, it was 12 in a row that they lost when they lost to Worcester. But then they've won 6 out of 7. Obviously a heartbreaker to Plymouth at home last weekend. But they're playing excellent basketball. They've brought Cosby in, who's giving them the guy that can get to the basket, get fouled. But they've also done a good job of improving. And that's what you have to do in this league. You have to improve month by month. Bristol definitely one of the teams that have done that so far.
Well, it'll be an interesting test for them this week, see how they bounce back from what must have been a very disappointing defeat. First time they'd lost at home to Plymouth since they came into the league, and having led by so many points through the game, can they bounce back? It's they who get us underway with the opening play with Ali. To Boggs, gets it back to his point guard. Vigor now. Boggs trying to lose his man back door, but he goes to Ali instead. Shot clock very low here. He's got to get this shot off. He maybe got it off, but it'll be a shot clock violation, even though it was possession. So therefore, it will be a London ball.
Well, good job from the Lions. Giving up 100 last game to the Wolves. It's interesting to see how they would come out defensively. Excellent possession to break up all the options that Bristol had.
Well, that was the interesting thing. You wondered when they won that game against Glasgow here, big win for them, taking that one by 3. Had they maybe put that little run behind them, but then Worcester come in here and blitz them, but then that was a great weekend for the Wolves. Here's Hassan out in front, blocked! Super block as well from Smith. Vigor travel.
A nice play by Smith on that last job. Looked like an easy deuce for Deuce Hassan, but he wasn't able to finish. Smith very athletic to block that shot.
Well, Hassan, one of those guys whose numbers have dipped in this poor spell. We need to find some way of getting him a little bit more active like that, like he was in the first 2 months of the season.
Well, nice positioning that time, and no one has a better touch in the BPL around the basket than Hassan. Nice little floater for 2.
Ali moves down. Cosby for 3, short on that one. Good work from Awumi to make it difficult. Here's Nick Tash, top of the key for 3, strokes it, it's 5-0 Lions.
Nice job from Nick Tash. He can definitely stretch the defense for a big guy out there. Knocked down to 3.
Smith with the bounce pass to Boggs. Finds some space underneath for 2.
Nice job from Smith with the pass. That backdoor play. They tried that in the first possession, unsuccessful, but that time we're successful. Difficult to defend that backdoor cut.
Here's Taylor. Bounces it into the Awumi cross court. I think it was meant for Hassan, but Hassan assumed it was somebody behind him because it was a little high.
A couple turnovers already for the Lions. So I thought Awumi was going to be aggressive down there in the post. Has a little bit of a size advantage on Cosby.
Ali. There's Smith. backing down with a little baby hook, hits nothing. It's off Ali, and it will be a London ball.
Good position that time from Smith, but short on the jump hook here. He's in there. A shot that, you know, you want to have your big guy get. He just wasn't able to knock it down.
Lobbed too high for Hassan, and you say a couple of turnovers there in the early going. There's another one.
Well, that was actually a good read from Taylor and Hassan. He jumped to try to stop the cross screen, and Hassan just stayed there. Should have caught it, should have finished it for 2.
Ali sees Taylor go underneath the screen and makes him pay with the 3.
Can't do that with Ali. Loves the pull-up three-point shot. We've seen that in transition and in the half court.
Here's Kai Williams inside to Taylor, backing him down. And you know Zaire Taylor's got full confidence in his ability wherever he is on the court. He likes to post up other guards.
And here you see the reach in from Ali. He's a guy that likes to reach. Certainly up in the leaderboards and steals.
There's a Wumi. Niktash fires another 3. That one doesn't hit anything. Great block again by Smith. The Wumi trying to get it up quick. And, well, I'm sure Coach Kapoulis will not be happy that his team has given away 2 offensive rebounds there.
Nice job from Wumi there. He can mix it up, certainly can rebound for a guard. Wumi from Boston, Massachusetts. Played at Alcorn State. 15.6 rebounds per game. Excellent free throw shooter throughout his career in the BBL. And no different this year, 85%. When you look at London for the team, 79.5% from the foul line. That's #1 in the league.
And he makes both of them there. Here's Ali. Back to Cosby. Boggs now. Ali at the free throw line, gives it out to Boggs. Vigor. 15-foot jump shot doesn't go, and it's out of bounds. Lions ball.
Zone defense that time from the Lions. A little pressure back into the zone. And Plymouth played zone in the 4th quarter of that game against Bristol. Talking to Coach Kapoulis before the game, they struggled with it. So you assume that they've been working on that all week and got a good look, but Vigor wasn't able to knock it down.
Niktash hands it over to Taylor, got the mismatch there, drives in, out to a Wumi, tough shot for 3, doesn't knock it down. Ball knocked loose though by Kai Williams, and London will get it back, and tried to get it to Hassan, and just deflected out of bounds. And Awumi's just got a warning from the official saying he flopped after the 3-point shot, so he just gave him a flop warning.
And another turnover from the Lions. I think that's the 4th one so far.
Yeah, it is. 3 points from those turnovers so far. Chance to add to that here with Cosby to Ali. Smith puts it on the floor. Smith driving in, beautiful. Strong move to the hole.
Well, we've seen that from Smith. He's a guy at 6'8", 6'9", that can put it on the floor and get to the hoop.
Spin cycle for Taylor. Gets it underneath. Hassan can't convert, tries again. Second attempt, he's good with the left hand.
Sweet spin move from Taylor to get the hoop, and a good dish. And Hassan couldn't make the first one, but stayed with it for 2.
Vigor getting to the basket. It was almost like he was going to pass it because he kind of bobbled the ball. In the end, all he could do was lay it in.
Nice move from Vigor. Coach Kapoulis talking about him before the game, talking about his intelligence on the basketball floor.
Well, almost another turnover for London. Hassan's able to pull it back in. Taylor's going to, well, he passes it off. Great pass too, and Niktash throws it down and shakes the basket.
Niktash hanging around on that rim, but Taylor doing a great job so far of finding his teammates for 2.
Cosby throws it down to Smith. Double team comes, and Taylor reads the pass out, steals it away, gets it to Kai Williams to the finger roll. Lions by 4.
Lions excellent at getting turnovers and taking them the other way for 2.
Ali driving down the lane, dumps it off to Smith underneath. And it's end-to-end here.
Nice move from Smith. Used the other side. He went to the other side of the basket. Used the rim as protection to finish with the left hand. And as you say, nice little start here.
Awumi to Niktash. Taylor trying to lose his man, does lose his man, fires up for three and hits.
Oh! Hey, I can dish it, but don't forget I can shoot it as well. Taylor with the long-range three.
Ali throws it back over his head to Smith from deep, and he strikes it.
Right back at you, Mr. Smith says. And Smith not exactly lighting it up from three this year, only 17%. But that one looked confident, and he held the hand up for effect.
Oh, nice drive, Hassan. It just kind of slipped out of his hands when he got to the basket. Niktash. Up top is Taylor, moves it. Oh, good idea, just a little behind. Awumi.
Ball slipping and sliding out of the Lions' hands so far. But you have to like their ball movement. Their ball movement's been excellent. Sharing the basketball. And they have a lot of guys out there that like to score. When you look at that lineup with Taylor, Awumi, Niktash, Hassan, and Kai Williams, a bunch of guys that like to put up shots.
Well, Street and Adozie into the game for the first time. Here's our lead for Bristol. Spins back, zips one to Vigor, and Vigor's disappointed he didn't pull that in.
We got to get some stickum out there for some of these guys. That ball seems to be slipping out of both teams' hands. Some easy opportunities, too. That would have been a layup.
6.5 minutes in, it's 16-14. London with the ball and the lead. You can't step off Hassan like that.
Too easy for Hassan. He's worked on that. And he spends a lot of time in the gym.
Boggs driving in, goes up. Can't convert. Adozie trying to make a nuisance of himself. The outlet is picked off by Vigor. Boggs wants the alley-oop. Street goes on his own, then throws it away, but recovers well. Ali, long range two is good.
How about the long range two? Ali with the shake and the pull up. He's quick with that pull up, hard to guard it. And he knocks down another one.
Interesting, you got Boggs playing full court on Taylor. Taylor goes right by into the lane.
Zaire Taylor is a guy that can get by you. When you pressure him up court, you better move your feet because he can get to the basket, and more importantly, he can finish when he gets to the basket.
Ali has it knocked loose. Wants a foul, doesn't get one. Awumi out to Niktash. They had numbers there, but Bristol recovered well. Taylor on the pick and roll, gives it to Hassan. Vigor is called for the foul.
Another good pass there from Zaire Taylor. Watch him here, pick and roll. Nice little pocket pass, and Hassan goes right up. Maybe Vigor got a little bit of the ball there. But great passing, good catch from Hassan. Zaire Taylor can really deliver the basketball. 7 assists a game. 3rd in the league.
Hassan now at the free throw line. Trying to get the first one just to bobble in, but unfortunately for him, it comes back out.
71% so far. Getting to the line 3 times per game.
Makes a second, and he's up to 7 points. As Alex Awumi gets a breather, Joe Ickenwin checks in for him. Lions with a little zone press here. Boggs drives down, dumps it to Leslie. Street just didn't quite catch the ball in rhythm there. Good ball movement though in the corner, way overcooked by Boggs. Taylor. Back out to Niktash, and now they get to set things up a little bit. Oh, nice pass. And a good finish from Niktash, but a super pass from Zaire Taylor.
Nice job. Led him perfectly to the hoop. And Niktash was able to finish it. Zaire Taylor having an excellent first quarter.
Here's Adozie out on the 3-point line. Sam backs off him. Ali from miles out for three. Caught by Adozi, blocked from behind by Ikamwin. Hassan comes up with it. Taylor back out to Hassan from behind the three-point line. Rashad Hassan, you don't see him taking those shots too often. This is where you do see him. Oh, he can't convert though. Just having a look. He's 0 for 4 now from the three-point line on the season. Street drives down the lane. Foul is called. Referee has signaled that'll be 2 shots as the foul is called on Joe Ikamwin.
Street here going downhill with that right hand. He can get to the basket. Coming off the bench tonight, Street, he was starting. A guy that has been in and out of the starting lineup over the last few years. 8 points, 3 rebounds a game, 26 minutes per game for Street.
Gets his first point of today's game. And with 39 seconds to go, can cut this to 5. Taylor driving through, has it knocked loose by Smith. Saves it, and referee says he saved it using his feet. So it'll be a Bristol ball from the side.
Well, Lions 23-18 in the lead. Here you see Taylor.
Not much in that.
Tough one. He's usually pretty sure-handed, Taylor. He'll get a rest here in the last 31 seconds. But when you look at the Lions with the lead, they've turned the ball over maybe 6 times already. Some empty possessions. Maybe the lead could be even bigger.
That was the 7th turnover. As Adozi goes in, has it ripped away. Ali gets it back, shot clock ticking down, drives in and finishes at the basket.
Nice move, went right by Zach Wells and floated in the air for 2.
Nick Dash inside to Wells. Wells converts, and the buzzer sounds for the end of the opening quarter, and it's been pretty frenetic play here through the opening 10 minutes. And it's the Lions who lead this one by 5.
Yeah, both teams getting up and down the floor. A little sloppy at times with the turnovers, but certainly some great individual play and also some good ball movement from both teams. It'll be interesting to see who steps up on the defensive end, because both teams now giving up some points. There you see Nick Tash with the jam, and he hangs around for a bit.
The basket took some treatment there, didn't it? Well, Nigel Lloyd and his team chatting things over here. 5 points up. I think the most pleasing thing, 25 points is a great number for 10 minutes of basketball.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think when you look at how many times they turned it over, too, offensively, they should be in a good position. Over here, Coach Kopoulas animated over there in the huddle, and you would think it's a defensive thing. Lions, if they don't turn it over, seem to get any shot that they have wanted so far. The adjustment time on the defensive end for both teams.
Well, 2 teams, well, Lions certainly making their way back out onto court. Not really needing much of that 2-minute break, but Coach Kopoulas using plenty of it, and it will be a Bristol ball when they get back out.
And you look at the Lions now with Lockhart, Equinum, and Zach Wells on the court. The Lions are second to last in bench points, only getting 11.5 a game. Wells, a recent signing, hasn't really seen a lot of the court so far, only averaging 7 minutes per game. He's only taken 16 shots in 8 games. So that had to be nice to see for the Lions, and nice for Zach Wells to finish that too at the end of the first quarter.
Lions ball from the halfway line and lob it into Lockhart. Wells.
Looks like they go to Wells here with the back pick. So a shuffle cut.
And here he is down in the low post. Dumps it into Nick Dash. Didn't quite have enough on that. Ball ends up in the hands of Vigor. Pull-up from Ali, knocks it down, as you say. Loves that pull-up shot.
That's hard to guard because you never think it's coming, and all of a sudden he rises up in the air and he knocks it down for his 8th point of the game.
Nick Dash. Smith got a little deflection on that. It's out of bounds, London ball.
Ali, first season out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. 3rd team All-Southland Conference last year. Having a nice season for Bristol, 15 points, 5 assists a game.
Lobbed into Wells. Wells goes to a little hook for 2.
Nice move from Wells. If he gets it down there, he has good post moves, good footwork, and a nice soft touch.
Smith takes a shot, challenged by Nick Dash, but he knocks it down.
Not much you can do about that one with the big guy, with a couple bounces and fading away. Tough shot from Smith.
Wells. Street thought about the steal, couldn't quite get there, but he recovered well when Ickenwin had the lane and ball's not loose. Smith gives it out to Ali. Ali drives, takes the contact. Oh, just couldn't quite convert.
Good decision from Ali. Lockhart did a good job getting back, and he was playing for the lob here initially. Ali was able to draw the contact for the foul.
Substitutions for the Lions. Taylor, Moyo, and Hassan check in. Roy Owen getting ready to come in for the Flyers should Ali make the second of these 2 free throws.
Now Bristol just picked up a turnover on that play. They scored 9 points off turnovers in the first quarter. And Ali looking to make that 11 for the game. High numbers this early on.
And he can't quite, but Wells just keeps that in play. 1-point game. Minute and a half into the second quarter. London leading it. Here's Wells again, trying to go to work. Forced back out. Around the 3-point line to Owumi halfway in. But all the way out. Street, Vigor giving some space. Takes the 3, knocks it down, and the Flyers are in front.
Nice kick-out pass, and Vigor is a guy at that size that does a good job of stroking the 3-point shot.
Here's Taylor. Offensive foul is the call. I assume it's on Wells. Yes, it is. Moving screen. And Owen comes in quick for the referee's liking, as we have another look back at that.
Yeah. Stuck the foot out. When you have feet like that, somebody's probably going to trip over him.
Street to Vigor, inside. Back out to Cosby for 3. Overcooked as Sam gets the loose ball. Taylor. Owumi. Sam wants it in the low block. He's got the smaller Street on him. He can't get it to him, though, and there's a little reach foul there.
Well, both teams doing a good job switching, and they're getting help. Owen was covering Moyo in the corner there, and he was able to sink off in the lane and help out on the switch. And that's why it's important. You know, you have guys that are ready to shoot. Moyo's going to have to be ready to shoot over there in the corner if his guy's going to help off him that much.
Vigor sitting down after picking up his second personal foul. Here's Owumi from behind the arc for 3. Doesn't go. And I think that's going to be a hold foul on Owen, is it? In fact, Boggs is called for it. Well, I mentioned it earlier. Quite a busy night in the PBL Championship. 3 other games going on. Worcester leading Surrey just in the start of the second period, 24-17. Sheffield up 35-30 midway through the second period. And how about this first score from Leeds. Leeds forced 33, Newcastle Eagles 20 in the second period. 3 minutes in on that. Of course, Leeds did have a 10-point lead against the Eagles when they last played them at Carnegie Sports Centre. Eagles came back and snuck that one in the end, but that would be a surprise. Long way to go. Awumi with a jump shot. Beautifully ran out of bounds play.
Awumi sets that back take. You have to help off a little bit, and he sneaks out to the corner. We've seen them run that before. That's a nice play.
Smith. Owen now going inside to Smith. Smith zips it cross court to Boggs from 16 feet with the jump shot.
Excellent pass from Smith out of the post. You love those big guys that can turn around and fire the pass cross court. Nice play.
Taylor jumped out. Boggs gets past and goes all the way to the basket. Couldn't quite get that reverse lane to go. And Smith bobbled it, but pulls it in.
Oil really quick to the basket, just couldn't finish. Nice move, though.
Cosby now. Here's Boggs. Boggs lets it fly, knocks down the three.
Oh!
No timeout called here as the Flyers open up a 5-point lead. Nigel Lloyd calls for a break in play.
Nice job from Boggs. He hit the long two to play before and felt good about it. And that time just let it rip from three. Only 28% from three this year. But it's always nice when you make one. The next time you get it, you let it fly. Feels good. Held that hand up in the air. Here you see right away, no hesitation, bang. And knocks it down. And a good timeout from Coach Lloyd with the 5-point deficit. Get him under control a little bit, run something out of the timeout. It's been a good game so far from both teams.
Oh, you say run something out of the timeout, Rob. Here's a stat for you I saw the other day. Looking at teams across the world out of bounds, out of timeouts and how effective they are in terms of scoring. Number 1 in the world, Jessica Moscow, no surprise there. Milos Teodosic, give him the ball and let him find a teammate. Number 2, Bros Bamberg, another good EuroLeague team. You know, number 3 in that list is out of timeouts.
Don't tell me.
Leicester Riders.
Oh!
There you go. So that,
wow.
I'd get that on your wiki page. You're the 3rd best X and O'er in the world.
Pablo Vasquez, the assistant coach.
Yeah.
His board we use over there.
And an interesting stat, though, points out of timeouts, is this because it is about the coaching as much as it is the players. Though.
I guess. I mean, yeah, you can draw something up, but you need those guys to put the ball in the basket, and you also need them to be good listeners.
Offensive foul as Hassan takes down Smith in there. Smith says he's all right as he gets back to his feet.
And that looked dangerous there. Here's a sign. He's quick going to the basket, and he just landed awkwardly. Rashad Hassan played with us with Leicester for 2 years. I don't think he ever missed a practice or a game in 2 years, Hassan. As durable as they come. Tough, durable, and always ready to go. And he's the only guy we ever had who flew cross-country with a suit on. He showed up the first day dressed in a suit.
Well, that's commitment.
Oh, man, we loved it.
I bet you didn't let him forget about it either. It's Smith with the up and under, and he's fouled. It could be from behind. It might be in front. We'll see which of the two got him first. The referee signals 8 to the table. That's Nick Tash's number.
And it was a nice suit, too, you know. It was nice. I mean, we walked in, met us at practice, Hassan. You know, I've been on that flight before across the waters. And you want to be as comfortable as you could possibly be, right?
Yeah.
But Mr. Hassan had the suit on, and I said, I've never seen a guy come across in a suit. And he said, Coach, you've never met anybody like me. And that was the first day we met Rashad Hassan, who is an excellent basketball player, but an excellent guy as well.
I mean, the other thing about him is he seems to improve different facets of his game every year, doesn't he? He's one of those guys who does use the summer well. Here comes Taylor. Oh, stolen away. You won't catch Smith out in the break, and he jams it down.
Another turnover for the Lions, and Smith, with the quickness for a big guy, gets in there and finishes for 2.
Lions into double figures now for turnovers, and they've given up 12 points off those turnovers as well. That's your game worth. Too many. Oh, Taylor draws nothing.
And you see the bouncing, the Flyers step right now. Smith bouncing around down the court, saying no way. This is a team, remember, that lost 12 in a row at one point, and then won 6 in a row.
Which was the club record, 6 in a row. And but for some pretty impressive last-second shooting by Plymouth, would have made it 7 in a row.
And talking to Coach Kapoulis before the game, asking him about, what's been the turnaround. Obviously, they brought in Cosby, who's fitted very well for them. But he just likes the chemistry of the guys. He thinks even in that, it's when you lose that many games, it's easy to start pointing fingers and getting down on each other. But they've stayed with it. And now they look like a team that is marching up the table.
Well, they certainly are marching up the table. They can move into the playoff places, at least for tonight, if they were to win this game. And psychologically, you like to see yourself above that line. It is always a good thing. And just slightly distracted by the score from Newcastle, where Leeds lead by 17 just before halftime. You watch Newcastle win that by 2. Here's a worming. Mind you, I said that last week when they were down big against Worcester. They're going to come back here down in the closing stage, and didn't manage it. But here's Zaire Taylor. Don't know what can't convert. Rebound Smith. Oh, Owen's not looking. The pass came his way, but fortunately he chased it down. Smith, the 3. Doesn't quite go.
Coach Kapoulis, he had the look on his face right now like, relax, relax. He looked over here. Like to see the bouncing Smith step, but maybe he's bouncing a little too high with the 3-point shot.
Well, they're up 10. It's no surprise they're bouncing it. This end of the floor that's been the difference so far. Niktash misses, but Williams with the rebound. Williams overcooks it, knocked loose by Niktash. Bristol will get that ball, but 6 minutes into this quarter, and Bristol have only conceded 4 points.
Lions having all sorts of trouble on the offensive end. First of all, with the turnovers, but also knocking down shots. This time, Niktash wide open in the corner, and Kai Williams gets in there and looking for the foul maybe there. Wasn't able to finish. Rough second quarter for the Lions.
Cosby. Ooh. And Boggs wasn't expecting him to go that way as well. Boggs driving in. Didn't quite have enough on that one. Oh, stolen away though. Here's Ali, fakes it, the pull-up, drives in, throws it, the alley-oop! And Boggs is there, throw it down!
And we've seen Brandon Boggs. He's in there every week in the highlight reel, and this time he took it high from Ali and threw it down with 2 hands. Good steal here from Street. And Ali with a little shifty move. Here you go, send it in.
Well, as you say, he's in the plays of the week every week. This might well get a high entry come next week. He's such an athletic guy. You can just throw it up there and let him do the rest. But everything going the way of Bristol right now. If you're Nigel Lloyd, what are you saying to you guys here with 3.5 minutes to go to halftime?
First off, say long way to go. A long way to go. Have to stop turning the basketball over. I mean, that's been the biggest problem that they've had right from the start. Take care of the ball. That'll get you places right now. But man, no panic time. Good timeout. Get them under control.
And for Coach Kapoulis, you're thinking here, right, 3.5 minutes to go. Let's say, right, worst case scenario, we go basket for basket last 3.5 minutes, and let's have ourselves a double-figure lead at halftime.
And no question about it. I mean, keep doing the defense, keep playing the defense that you've been playing. They've been a good defensive team for most of the season, talking to Coach Kapoulis before the game. Giving up 81 points per game. Right now, locking in on that end of the floor.
Well, you look at it, 29-41, and Bristol with 15 points off turnovers off the 11 giveaways that London have. And Sand trying to convert, knocked loose. Here comes Cosby. Back out to Street and round over to the far side and Ali. Cosby wants it, gets it. Cosby fires up from behind the arc halfway in, and Dozie was going for the rebound. I think somebody had hold of him. Ooh. And there's a warning in there for Niktash as well. He got called for the foul, and I think he was arguing about something at the other end rather than that specific foul. Just gave him a warning. Any more talk, and it'll be a technical foul. You see no more, it's a tee.
Yeah, coming down court after the possession, he was questioning why he didn't get a whistle. And I saw the referee, Keith Williams, eyeing him up. So you saw that coming from a mile away. And Coach Lloyd will take him out of the game right now.
Well, he didn't want to come out, did he? Slowly trudges over to the bench, and Nigel's just had a quick word with him as he goes and sits down. I think it's just 3 minutes ago, he's just picked up his second foul. He's a bit frustrated. Let him sit down and cool down for a minute.
And Dozie at the line, 57% from the free throw line, 7 points per game, 8 rebounds, third in the league in rebounds per minute.
And he makes the second foul shot, stretches the lead out to 13. Taylor under pressure. Now the defense backs away. Taylor. In the corner is Williams. Now Hassan. Hassan didn't have enough there. I don't know if it got a slight deflection, but it ended up in Ickenwood's hand, knocked out of bounds, 5 on the shot clock.
I think the ball just slipped out of Hassan's hands, and that's happened a lot to him tonight. He had good position down there, and 9 times out of 10, you expect him to finish that one.
Taylor backs out to the three-point line, doesn't get it to go. They were fighting for it until Street came over there and said, I'll have that ball. Here's Ali. Ali throws that overhead pass that he likes, but couldn't quite find a teammate that time.
Well, if you're going to turn it over, throw it into the crowd so they can't go the other way.
Taylor. On the pick and roll with Hassan. It goes to Ickenwood for 3. Rebounded Dozie.
Another open shot for the Lions. Ickenwood wide open, not even close on that jump shot.
Street gives it back to a Dozie. Ali. Ooh, got it deflected, did he? It went up in the air. Either way, Kyle Williams has it. Hassan drives in out to Taylor. Taylor with the head fake, gets his man up in the air. Here's Hassan from 17 feet. A Dozie with the ball.
Lions really struggling. Only 4 points so far in the second quarter.
They came a long time ago as well. Cosby loses his man, fires up for 3, knocks it down.
Oh, Cosby says, sit back down and let me knock this 3 down.
Awumi to Taylor. Taylor to reply. His 3 is off left. And there's a foul on the rebound on Hamid Ali.
Joe Ickenham, you see, talking to the referee on that last play, he thought that Cosby pushed off when he was able to hit the 3 on the other end.
Awumi backing down. Oh, tried to quick pass to Eckerman, but it was deflected out of bounds.
Nice job for Bristol. They're really playing good defense here. Obviously, Lions have missed some shots you'd expect them to make. But here you see rotating in there, hands everywhere. An athletic team, Bristol. And they switch a lot of ball screens, play physical.
Taylor. Williams got to shoot here. The clock's ticking down. It's deflected out of bounds in the end. It's a Bristol ball. They would have only had a second anyway.
Another turnover from the Lions.
Number 12 of the half. Here's Street. Cosby loses the handle. Here comes Lockhart the other way, back out to Williams. Taylor now, shot clock almost in synchronicity with the game clock, so they can basically run this down. By the way, that other game, 4 points, the forced lead at halftime. That big lead didn't last long. Here's Taylor. Taylor dumps it down, great pass, Zaire Taylor, laid in by Hassan, and that'll do it for the first half, but way too long in coming, those 2 points for the Lions. They got 4 fairly early on in the quarter, and then nothing since. Credit the Bristol defense. That's what's led them out to this 14-point.
No question about it. 6 points they hold the Lions to in that quarter, and some nice stuff on the other end. Bristol has to feel really good going into halftime.
Oh, they certainly do. Nigel Lloyd and the London Lions, meanwhile, still have plenty of work to do here at halftime, trailing 31-45, Rob.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're going to have to get in there and maybe pick up the pace a little bit. You know, they got to get out in the open floor, maybe turn them over, get some easy baskets to get them going. But with guys like Taylor and Hassan on your team, you know that the firepower is there to make a comeback.
The Lions director Peter Spragas, as I say, invested recently in the club with the expressed ambition of trying to get them to a European level. And that is something that a number of BBL clubs are actively trying to pursue, but right now their concentration is trying to get back into this game in the BBL Championship, because the Lions, with a very poor third quarter, trailing by 14. And Bristol start us off. Ball movement around Ali. With the rearranged almost as he got caught. He gets so far into that head fake that people are always buying it.
Yeah, that's a tough one to defend. And that time, I think it was Owumi, you know, jumped at him when he was going to take the 3, faked it, got by him, drew the foul. Ali with a good first half, 9 points, that's his 10th point there, and 4 assists.
Makes both from the free throw line, and the lead is out to 16. Owumi on the screen. Owumi. Miktash squares up. Now he backs down. Smith comes with the double team. He didn't quite see him, but they got to recover out to Williams. At least they chased him off the three-point line. Miktash with the rebound. Here's Owumi. His 3 doesn't go. Vigor with the boards.
Lions still struggling from the outside. They were 2 of 11 from the three-point line in the first half. Owumi misses that opportunity as well.
Vigor from behind the arc. Deep one for 3 off the back of the ring. Might come all the way out to Cosby. No, he's beaten to the ball by Taylor. Lobbed into Hassan, who lays it home.
Great pass. That's a tough pass to make. And Taylor lofted it over to defense to Hassan, who puts it in for 2. Hassan, first half, 4 for 13. So unlike him, usually a high field goal percentage guy.
Threw it away. In fact, I think he holds the record as Owumi fires up for 3. Doesn't go. I think Hassan holds the record for best field goal percentage through a single season in the BBL. One of the years he was with you. Miktash's shot doesn't go. Williams just slipped there as he came down with the ball, and that allowed Smith to wrap him up. And it will be possession arrow pointing London's way.
I thought Taylor made a nice pass and play before where he hit Oumi. Oumi, another open look from beyond the arc. Nick Tash, maybe that was quick, but Kai Williams has always been a guy that when he's standing out on the perimeter, you better find him because he can sneak in there, and that time he does that again. Good offensive rebounder for a wing.
Oumi. Nick Tash hits from 14 feet.
Well, they had to chase Oumi on the three-point line there in the staggered screen. Good job by Oumi finding Nick Tash for two.
Ali drives in. Ball movement finds Cosby. Open for three.
Nice job there from Ali, who got to the baseline, and then Vigor made the extra pass, and Cosby, who is an excellent shooter from the three-point line, knocks it down.
This is set. Jump shot doesn't go. It's all Bristol right now. Ali behind the back to Cosby. Here's Ali now from behind the arc, and he hits a three, and the lead is out to 18.
Ali, the harder they are, the more he hits them. That was a tough shot that he hit from behind the line.
Hassan inside underneath gets London a much-needed score. Ali pulls up again. Yes!
Oh! Cut it out, Ali! I mean, that's not the one you draw up. But with Ali, he has shown time and time again that he can stop on a dime and pull up and hit the three.
Pick and roll, Hassan to the basket, but it's 3 for 2 at the minute.
No way.
Ali again. Oh, man, he's on fire.
Oh, are you kidding me? Ali putting on a show.
Taylor. Oumi, tough shot, can't reply. Hassan, can he chase it down? He can. Photographer there on the sideline, really casual as Hassan comes running out of him, diving out of the way there. It can win. Well, guess what job he's just been given? We'll go on and make sure he doesn't get the ball. Make sure he doesn't get any easy looks as well. Mind you, it's the hard ones that he makes.
No way.
Here he is again.
Oh, my goodness! I think he got fouled on that one as well.
Well, even the London fans are applauding that. The bench is going nuts. You don't see stuff like that very often. It's not loose, here's Boggs.
Fight him again!
Give it to Ali! Where's he going?
No way.
There he is! No, it's an offensive foul, he made the shot. He made the shot. He made the shot, but Boggs wrote it down, an offensive foul.
Wow.
Nigel Lloyd calls a timeout.
And Ali is walking around like a boxer out there, looking at the crowd. And the energy that he has brought to this game. Wow. They called the foul, or else he would have hit another one in that possession. Unbelievable.
Well, Nigel Lloyd's called a timeout in the hope it might just take something out of his legs or something, because right now he can't miss anything. He is 6 of 7 from the three-point line. And, well, it would have been 7 of 8 should he made that.
Well, what's he drawing up here? Here, you go here, you go there, you go there. Here, give it to Ali and let him shoot it. Man, I mean, it's not something that these shots are not something when you look back at the video, you say, hey, we're getting good looks. But with Ali, it's a different story because we've seen him hit those all season, and you have to plan for those with him.
Oh, just unbelievable. And it seemed like each one was getting more and more difficult, didn't it?
Pulls up here, off the dribble, bang. Legs flying all over the place, bang. Wow.
There's Hassan, gives it to Nick Tash. Foul called on Smith as he reaches round. Little tap for the referee to acknowledge the foul.
And this energy that Ali has brought his team, you can see it on the defensive end. They are all over the place, aggressive, communicating.
Just bounces it to Vigor as if they were on the same team now. Here he is again. Is he pulling up? He is pulling up! No. He wants a foul, but the referee's saying he's standing straight up and you've run into him.
Okay, well, I mean, that one was way outside. And Awumi said, no way, that's not a foul.
And more importantly, so did the referee.
Coach Kapoulas now saying, now run the offense. That was your one free pass there.
Little grab there by Ali as Taylor tried to get past him.
Taylor's not a guy you want to reach in on. As slick a ball handler as we have in the BBL.
That's his third, and they're going to take him out just to be sure. That's one way of guarding him. Get him to foul and sit down. Taylor. Awumi shot doesn't go.
Awumi struggling to get anything to go out there. He's had some decent looks.
Vigor. Lob to Smith. Does well to, well, he turns it over in the end. Taylor driving in, throws it up, couldn't quite convert.
He's in between two minds there, wanted to pass it, last minute took the shot.
Cosby from behind the arc. That might go, it does go for three.
And when it's going well, it's going well. Cosby gets the bounce.
12 for 20 for 60% for the team from behind the arc. Here comes Vigor. Vigor is fouled by Taylor on the floor. What do you do? The opposing coach, what do you do? The other team's just throwing everything in. Threes all over the place, shooting 60%. What can you do about it?
Not much, but what you have to do is you have to have better offenses. Right now, offensively, he's killing their defense, the Lions. They're struggling to get anything to go. They're turning the ball over. You got to start playing better on the offensive end to set up the defense to stop that.
Street. Shot doesn't go. Wells, oh, two of them there, Wells and Nicktown. Neither of them managed to get it. In the end, they knocked it out of bounds.
And that's the frustration you see there from Nick Tash. Now here's a team that just lost by 29 on this floor on Sunday. And now down 26 with still a long way to go.
It's weird, isn't it? It's, another one. 13 of 21, the Bristol Flyers. That's going to be a foul now. I was just about to say, it's weird, isn't it? This London team who were basically the form team for the first, along with yourselves, for the first couple of months of the season. And now they just can't seem to buy one. And as you say, last week they ran into the juggernaut that was Worcester here. And now they seem to have hit a wall against Bristol as well.
We have to remember.
Cosby! This is crazy now.
Wow, the fans in Bristol must be loving it right now. This team is on fire.
Nick Trash trying to reply. Dozy with the rebound.
Shoot another one.
He drives in, takes it to the hole. Whoa! Nearly got three the old-fashioned way.
And that's what makes Cosby dangerous. He can shoot the ball from the perimeter, but he also gets to the free throw line. His ability to attack the basket has got him taking 6 free throws per game, which is a big number from a guy in the backcourt. And after making a couple of those shots, you have to chase him out there, and he has the speed to get by. Louisville, Kentucky, Cosby's from. Played at 3 colleges. Finished his career at Western Kentucky, had a stint at University of Illinois. Also played at Seton Hall. now in Bristol.
The 3 minutes to go here. You remember at the end of the first quarter, the Lions were leading 25-20. So since then, it's 50 to 16 now after that.
Nice pass again from Taylor. He's done that well all night. He's actually had a pretty solid game in the backcourt.
Nice pass. Back door! Oh, yes, Street with the spectacular leg.
Dipsy-doo! He jumped on one side, put the spin on it, and finished on the other side.
Hands stolen away. Boggs. It's clear for takeoff, and he jams it down.
Fly away, Boggs!
Well, Bristol are flying away with this one. They have 32 points in this period alone. The Lions have 41 in the game. Well, stop the fight. Somebody throw the towel in right now, because they're just throwing haymakers and everything is landing, including that one.
Wow. What can you say? Coach Kapoulis has a trophy game on Sunday. He wants to save some of these, maybe.
Sam backing down. Gets the scoreboard ticking for his team. Well, this is one of the best quarters of basketball I've ever seen from a team. The way they have just exploded, and everything seems to be going their way. Offensive rebound when they do miss. Cosby. Inside to Adozie. Adozie with the 14-footer doesn't go. They're 8 of 11 from the three-point line in this quarter, Bristol.
And Ali comes over to the table.
Yeah. Oh, wow, wow. Cosby just going straight to the hole for 2.
Boom, boom, takes the hit and finishes. Strong move from Cosby.
Well, 37-10 this quarter is. Lions have 43 in the game. Bristol have 37 in this quarter. And a chance to add. As the bump is called from Hickenway. Wow. I'm not sure I've seen a game go like this. This quickly just evaporate away from London like this in a quarter.
Yeah, pretty incredible stuff. Bristol been playing great basketball, and the Lions right now look like a defeated bunch. And you can't blame them after watching all those shots go in.
It is one of those things you just sort of go, wow. Cosby, 37 points.
And how quickly things can change in basketball. Last time, we did a Bristol game, was at Worcester. And Worcester was the ones knocking down the threes and blew them out. And now, a few months later, Bristol is the hot team and making it happen on both ends of the floor.
Cosby sits down, and there's basically an offense left in this third period. So they're going to try and run it down. Ali has it. I think there's 1 or 2 booing him. Booing him for what? Making threes. Booing him for being good. Here we go, Boggs for 3. And Hassan gets up. They're going to have to go quick here. Taylor fires up on the buzzer, and that will do it on an unbelievable third quarter that really has decided this game. They've just blown it away here after a great defensive effort in the second. It's been all about the shots at the other end, just flying in left, right, and center. I think they made 8 3-pointers in this period alone, Rob.
Incredible. They've done a good job of moving the ball, too. There you see they got the bounce on that one. And now with the little jab step, 3 from Cosby. And then handling the rock at the top. few feet behind the line, bam! And the bench was up all quarter, and you love to see that. And the bench for Bristol's been into it all game. And as a coach, when you look back at the video, you love to see when your bench is involved. Such good energy from that, and Bristol doing that tonight.
Well, 38 points in that quarter. It's the most they've scored in a quarter this season. It's the, I think, second most, tied second most for a team to have scored in a quarter in the league this season. And it was done in a fashion that you very rarely see, where just one guy gets hot. That was what started. Ali suddenly just went nuts from the three-point line, and he just fed through the team.
No question about it. When you look at the stats at the end of three, Ali with 23 points, 6 for 7 from 3 for the game. And then Cosby, his backcourt partner, 23 points, 6 of 9 from the three-point line. So those two guys, 12 for 16 combined from the three-point line. And when you get that kind of production through 3 quarters from your backcourt, there's a good chance you're going to be up by 30 or 40.
Well, Ali was 4 of 5, I think, in that third quarter. Just the one that he missed. Oh, alley-oop! It nearly went in. Ali can throw passes that almost go in.
A good call out of the timeout. And he was open. It's the poor pass.
Boggs going to the spin, kicks it back out, and Smith will reset. Here's Ali just stepping on the line.
Now both teams have to look towards Sunday. Bristol at Cheshire in a trophy game, and London go all the way up to Glasgow for that long trip in a BBL championship game.
And both of those very important. I mean, London now, if they take another defeat here, they won't be able really to lose up in Glasgow. That's a big game for them, and obviously Bristol looking to advance in the trophy. And they look like they've come into great form just in time in this competition.
Nice move from Moyo. The up and under from about 15 feet, kisses it off the glass.
Well, Leeds back in front in that game up in Leeds. There are 2 points up against Newcastle. That would be a big shock. No Scott Martin, though, I noticed at halftime for the Eagles, but even still. Anyway, long way to go. Worcester looking comfortable with a period to go against Surrey, and Sheffield, big lead against Manchester. So the only one in the balance is that Leeds-Newcastle game. We'll keep an eye on that. They are a couple of minutes ahead of us as things stand. Here's Smith putting the ball on the floor. Vigor in the corner.
Another good look from the three-point line. Vigor, a good shooter, halfway down and out.
Hassan driving in, and Smith, as is customary for a big man, says, my arms are straight up, and you watch when we see the replay here, they'll be forward.
Yeah, wasn't there, got there late, and Hassan did a good job of drawing the foul. Seems like it's you and me, Daniel, here. You and I, we never seem to get the close ones.
But this one has been explosive in a way that, you know, the last game we did was not like that. Just that. I'm still kind of stunned by that third quarter as Ali got things going. Hassan, I mean, for London, what do you do here with 8 minutes to go? You just got to keep plugging away here.
Yeah, it's tough, especially, you know, when you're playing at home. You know, it's embarrassing. You know, you're playing at home and pretty good crowd in here. But they have a game Sunday, so you want to get going a little bit to leave here on some sort of positive note if you can.
His streak back to Ali. I wouldn't sack that far off him, even though he is near the halfway line. Street from behind the arc. I think now they're starting to fall in love with that three-point shot. Sam. Street just underneath him commits the foul.
Pretty slick move from the big guy, Hassan, who's always been a pretty good ball handler. Here's that, whoop, not bad.
He's going to get himself a break now as Nick Tash checks in for him.
You have to do everything you can if you're the Lions to keep them positive here, going, you know, with the game coming up such close space of time.
Lobbed into Wells. He's got Street behind him, but he goes outside to Nick Tash, who knocks down the three. And Coach Kapoulis jumps up and says, call a timeout here. It's one of them. It's not really going away, but probably just the last few times down, they've been a bit quick to fire up that three-point shot when perhaps a bit more ball movement. Don't know, maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, I would say so. I think you don't want to get into bad habits. It's easy now with the big lead to get into bad habits on both ends of the floor. You know, coaches are always looking for a team to be consistent no matter what the score is. You want to just keep playing your way. And again, they have that big one Sunday. So you want to go into that one, you know, playing good habits.
Well, let's take a look at the latest scores from around the BBL. All of these in the fourth quarter. Worcester leading by 23. There's 8.5 minutes to go in that one. 79-53. There's just over 6 to play in Sheffield, and Leeds with just under 6 to play against Newcastle. Lead by 1 in what would probably be the upset of the season so far, I should have thought, if they can hang on. But as I say, they played at Leeds earlier this season, and they had a 10-point lead with about 4 minutes to go, and that wasn't enough to beat the Newcastle Eagles.
Anytime you have Ramon Fletcher on the floor late in the game, you're nervous a little bit because you know what he can do.
Well, we saw bits of that last weekend, the way he just exploded, trying to close that gap against Worcester last Friday. Not enough in the end, but gave Worcester some worries. Ali overcooks it, but the offensive rebound is pulled in, and he's missed that as well. I don't think it hit the ring, so it's a shot clock violation.
Smith with a good rebound. He's been rebounding the ball well for them. Just wasn't able to finish it. Smith last 2 games coming in, 12 rebounds against Plymouth, 12 rebounds against Worcester.
Taylor lobs it into Wells. Wells getting shot blocked. Smith there to throw it out. Still be a London possession though.
Coach Kapoulis saying that Smith, over the last month or so, certainly getting more and more comfortable in this league.
Wells, nice. Man, great footwork.
Good move from Wells. Maybe you can use this period to get him going. As I said before, only playing 7 minutes a game. Get him a decent run out. Get him his confidence going into Sunday.
Bigger along the baseline, dumps it into Smith, blocked by Wells. Nick Tash gets it out to Taylor. Taylor, Moyo in the corner for 3. Not quite, and Smith is there for the rebound.
Another good pass from Taylor. He's passed it well all night. Some of his guys haven't been able to knock down the shots for him.
Bigger at the elbow, steps underneath. Oh.
Kevin McHale, remember him?
I do.
So he looked like there with that move.
And there he is, defensive end, stealing it away. Ali drives in, kicks it out, and the foul is called first of all on Navin Nikkatash. Street sits down, Boggs checks in. 4th personal foul.
Very good there, Ali, with his hesitation moves. Quick burst, tough to cover.
Smith inside. Rebound, Awumi. Leo is quick. Nick Tash now fires up from behind the arc. I think we thought that was going in the way he backed off down court. Midway through the final quarter, London 51-87 down.
That time Wells having none of that as Cosby went to the basket, fouled him hard. There you see, boom.
Probably got him a second time for good measure as well. Cosby at the line will shoot two as Smith and Ali will sit down. So too will Awumi at the other end as Kai Williams comes in for him. Cosby makes the first free throw. He's up to 24 and just overtakes Ali to lead his team in scoring.
18 points per game for Cosby. Not exactly shooting the ball great field goal percentage-wise, but you know, when you get to the line like that, you got to put the points on the board.
Here's Nick Tash. Lockhart. Kai Williams from behind the arc.
Remember when you look at the Lions, Kai Williams' brother Jamal Williams certainly was an integral part to that start. His injury, been a different team since. And anybody that's been in this league for a while knows the type of player that Jamal is. He's the kind of guy that does everything for your team. And that was definitely a big blow for the Lions when he went down. You can see the results have kind of shown that.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think sometimes people overlook what he does because he's not the most spectacular player, but he's just so solid. He's a glue guy, isn't he? He's one of those guys that he's been on a lot of good teams, and that's not coincidence.
Well, he's a great communicator on defense. Talking to the Lions staff before the game about him, they said his communication skills, which are very important defensively, but also a good passer of the basketball too. And then the guy that really doesn't need the ball a lot to be effective, and that's important on a team, to have guys that don't exactly need the ball to be effective.
Well, 3 minutes to go in this one, and there's not been much doubt about where it's been heading for a long period in this game. Bristol going to get back to winning ways. You just think they managed to come up with a stop. We saw in the plays of the week, Corletto hitting those 2 threes to force it to overtime. If they don't turn the ball over, this could be 8 in a row.
Yeah, up 6 with 25 seconds to go. You know, 99 times out of 100, that's a W. But you know, talking to Coach Kapoulis before the game, they got over that one fast. I think they looked at it, you know, positively in a lot of ways, where we played really good basketball for long stretches. Obviously, the zone hurt them, but tonight they've had an opportunity to go against it. Looked pretty good.
Nick Tash uses a lot of the ring and gets that one to bobble in. Foul called.
I think a lot of times when fans look at statistics and see what guy's scoring this or what guy's shooting this way, you know, you don't take into account all the little things that are needed to win basketball games in a league like this. And you know, going back to Jamal Williams, that was his specialty. He was a player that played at Worcester on a trophy, winning 2 trophies they won that year. He played for Tony Garbaletto for Mersey, and they won the league. You know, losing a guy like that was a tough blow. They also lost Derek Hall, the 6'11" center that they had early in the year too. So a couple tough breaks for London, and now they got to find a way to get out of this rut.
Dozy with the block, pull up from Cosby, and you can see as he released it, he realized he probably put too much on that. Niktash has the size on Owen here. And Owen, in the end, commits the foul. Nichols is going to get into the game for the first time for Bristol, which is always a sign that they feel this one is in the bag. So too, Bourne getting his first taste of the action. Hamilton out there as well. Short on the three. Williams with the rebound. I think Hamilton had hold of him on the far side, and that's what the referee has called.
Here you see, again, we talked about Kai Williams, able to rebound well from the wing. He'll earn himself a couple shots at the foul line. He's had a solid season. Been around the league for a while. 12 points per game, 5 rebounds. From Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Went to South Dakota State. Same school as DeAndre Parks for Newcastle.
Here's Dozy. Nichols. Poor pass, and it's stolen away by Williams. Williams will just run back and land. And he stepped out of bounds there as Williams applied the pressure. So London will get the ball back. We're to inbound. Williams has it. And there's a little touch foul on Hamilton, so that'll be 2 free throws as they're over the limit. Kai Williams makes the first. Second one's off the back of the ring. He managed to chase down his own rebound, though. Dozy trying to get it, but goes down to Lockhart, and he got caught by Bourne diving on the floor.
Now, if you're both coaches, you kind of want this one to be wrapped up here. Getting a little sloppy. Don't want anybody getting hurt in this type of game.
Lockhart misses the opening free throw. They've done in Sheffield, a big win for the Sharks, 67-64 over Manchester. There's just under 2 minutes to go. Newcastle leads by a point, and Worcester are 3 minutes away from victory. They're 20 points up against Surrey.
And I think one thing when you look at the league this year, you see a lot of these games coming down to the wire where you expect certain teams to win, but you know, teams that are at the bottom of the table right now, certainly competitive, no question about it. And in years past, maybe that wasn't the case.
Well, what you've also seen is Plymouth and Bristol really string the victories together, so haven't been lower down the... Oh, my goodness! Dozy goes up and throws it down.
I felt the shake over here. The ground is rumbling.
Niktash has it knocked loose.
Oh, wow.
Owen driving in, trying to escape away from Kai Williams, but he ends up committing the foul, does the Canadian.
Let's take a look at this one again. Bring it back, big fella. Man. It's one strong basket to take that.
Well, there's one in the first half as well. Was it Niktash? Who was it?
Niktash.
Yeah, Niktash. Dozy. Sorry, Dozy. Hamilton in the corner for three. Dozy's getting the rebound. There he is, just right place, right time, and no defender there, and that's another foul on Williams, which will send a Dozy to the line.
And Dozie, we talked about his rebounding earlier. He's a guy, when he's on the floor, he's getting the rebounds.
Makes the free throw as well. Minute to go in Newcastle. They just called a timeout because Eisenberg has just hit a 3. That's given the Force an 87-84 lead. Couldn't happen, could it?
No comment over here.
No comment from the man who's desperate for a tackle. Traveling violation. Just went a little high on that bounce pass.
This is a game that seems having a tough time ending.
Yeah. Of course, Newcastle will go top of the table should they win that, but if they were to lose, that would be advantage. Leicester ahead of their game in Manchester on Sunday, and that's going to be a traveling violation on Hamilton and a technical foul. And he said something inappropriate to the official and gave the wave as well. And the referees, I think, basically said to the coach, there's 30 seconds to go, you're up by 30, and this kid's swearing at me. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's very rare you see a team, you know, with this type of lead.
Certainly for the team with the lead, you know, the team behind sometimes. And you can see Coach Kapoulas talking it through, but to be fair to the referee, I heard what he said, and I was further away from the player concerned than the referee was. Referee says play. I think he's just trying to get the time to run out. Moyo driving in, and there's going to be an offensive foul.
First down, man.
Yeah.
A lot of contact there from the two little guys. Moyo, fast, but boom. Nichols does a good job. Those two guys, former teammates, the Loughborough University program.
Well, 7.4 London showing press, but they're just going to run this one out. He's going to just amble over to half, but what a second half. Well, I mean, even if you go back, what, 3 quarters again, they've really dominated this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. First quarter, London in control, 25-20, but after that, all Bristol as they put on a show from the three-point line.
Yeah, I mean, Ali got it started. I mean, that little spell where he just went bang, bang, bang. It didn't matter where he was, it was going up, and it was going in.
Yeah, one of the more incredible shooting performances. And we've seen guys make threes, but the difficult threes that he was making, he got the bench going, and then Cosby, you know, picked up where he left off. And Bristol have to feel really good going into Sunday with this type of performance on the road.
Then for London, I mean, what do they take out of a game like that?
They got to forget about it as soon as possible. They're going up to Glasgow to play a good team. You got to find a way to get it done. And I think that, you know, rest up and get back at it.
Yeah, they, I mean, just almost park that one really for the London Lions and try and get over it. And, you know, as you say, you've got to concentrate on the next game. They can ill afford to go up to Glasgow and lose that one, given where they are now sitting in the table. It's still very tied up in Leeds, by the way. They got one more free throw to come. They lead by 3, and there's 28 seconds to go. That would be a huge one if they can make that free throw, make it a 2-shot game. But really, this one's been all about the Bristol Flyers and how well they have played, how well they've shot. And you can see the fans over on the far side as Ali walks out of the building,
giving him a drink.
some tremendous respect there. But Rob, just let's have a look back. That third quarter, all those threes from Bristol, that was really the key bit of the game.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, they were on fire, and Ali coming to his left off the catch, knocks it down, and then off the dribble. How about some of that? Boom. And then again, off the dribble going right. How about some of that for 3? And now he's really feeling it. 5 feet from behind the line off the dribble, looking for the crowd to get into it. He's on the road, and he's calling for the crowd to get into it. And then Cosby took over. Gets the bounce here. And then the jab step, boom. Knocks it down. And now from the point position, bringing the ball up the floor. Go under. How about some of that for 3? And the bench into it, fired up. big-time performance from the Bristol Flyers.